Hi there. Hi there, internet people. This is a 12 by 12 canvas with gray gesso, which I guess you could imagine is you take a little bit of black gesso and a little bit of white gesso, and you mix the two together. Yeah, I know. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress. I was gonna do another one. I think you heard me. I was gonna do one that was gray, and then I blacked it out. I did this other one where I took the. I did not record this one, but I took white gesso and this red acrylic paint. And then I mixed them together. It's kind of this pinkish background. And I just made a little painting on it. Something different to do. So now we're going to do it with gray. Anyways, sorry. I know you want me to tell you a story. I could tell you the story, but I've already told the story. But I'm sure most people that have watched this far into any of my... are into this, haven't gone back that far to watch it. So I'm a reluctant baseball fan now. Just because baseball's gotten a little weird. But I had a friend of mine, we will call him the Condor, and I went to Game 4, the American League Championship Series. Let's see, it was 2000. It was the New York Yankees versus the Seattle Mariners. It's the first playoff game I've ever been to. It was pretty cool. Kind of. So, you go to Yankee games in New York City, and the fans are pretty rowdy. I went to a game once in New York City, and it was a weekday game, so they weren't as rowdy. But I did remember walking down the steps, and there was a fan with a Boston Red Sox hat on, and they were lighting him up. Red Sox suck, blah, 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 right? So, that was after this incident, but just heads up. So I had this wild hair idea. Hey, let's just go to the baseball game and let's go be rowdy. And if we can see any of the players, let's just try not to make them feel comfortable in our house. Because, you know, they wouldn't feel comfortable in Yankee Stadium if they were Seattle Mariners in the Game 4 of the ALCS. So we get there. Batting practice is happening. The Mariners had done their batting practice and the Yankees were doing theirs. And we show up and there's this line of people waiting to get autographs from somebody. And so we're like, oh, who's that? And Condor, he's like, that's Derek Jeter. And I was like, oh, well, let's go talk to Derek Jeter. Now, I'm not as vocal as Sir Condor. The Condor is rather vocal, and especially sporting events. And especially this is 2000, so what, 22 years ago? We're all different people now. Anyways, we're one row from the railing where Derek Jeter is signing autographs. And we're just, hey Jeter, blah, blah, yelling and screaming and being obnoxious. Not cussing, not saying anything that's going to get us thrown out, but obnoxious, right? And Condor, he was being extra obnoxious because why not? It's Derek Jeter. When do you get a chance to shit talk Derek Jeter to his face? So, all of this stuff, I remember myself telling Derek Jeter that he needed to go take some infield practice because he threw that ball into the stands and possibly broke some lady's nose, right? And Jeter, the whole time, he's just sitting there signing autographs with this shit-eating grin, smiling. That like, yeah, I'm a professional. I'm from New York. I've seen worse. Okay? That's all right. We're from Seattle at the time. Well, we're not from Seattle, but we're Seattle fans, so this is serious business for us. Anyways, we go on. Jeter goes back to get ready for the game, and then it's like, if you know anything about Safeco Field, what now is T-Mobile Park, what do you call it? The bullpen where the players warm up the pitchers warm up. There's just a fence between the fans and the players, and we were like, well, Roger Clemens is pitching tonight, so let's make sure we go over there too, because Bottle Rocket's Bottle Rocket. He's a cheater now, obviously, if you know anything about baseball, but at the time that was unaware. Anyways, so us two knuckleheads, we've already yelled at Jeter. So let's go yell at Bottle Rocket. And as we're sitting there, he's throwing gas. I'm not going to lie. That was one of the things that was really impressive because I was standing down by the catcher, and it was the pop of his fastball hitting that glove was like something I had never heard before. But we had to keep yelling at him. And we were yelling at the police officers to arrest Darryl Strawberry because he might have drugs on him. Because, back in the olden days, Darryl Strawberry was a drug addict. Pretty well known for his usage of cocaine. And then Roger Clemens comes out. And, oh, yeah, you already knew that. And we're yelling at him, Bottle Rocket this, hey fat ass, hey Tubby, can we get you another large pizza? Right? We're being real adults here. Real adults. Let's see. This is 2000. I'm 26 years old. Yeah, I'm a real adult. Right? I shouldn't have been voting. I shouldn't have been voting. Anyways, we go up to our seats and proceed to watch the baseball game after yelling at Roger Clemens the entire time he is warming up for like a good 15-20 minutes. So we go up to our seats. Roger Clemens comes out. We come out, and normal game, baseball. Roger Clemens then starts throwing gas. I believe it was in the 4th inning, I believe. It might have been the first, but I don't feel like that happened in the first. So I think it was the 4th inning. He's perfect through 4 or through 3. And he brushes Alex Rodriguez off the plate and puts him on because he hit him. And Lou Piniella, any of you know about this epic baseball manager by the name of Lou Piniella? He's old school, right? So they get out. They throw out Alex. I think it was a double play. Anyway, it was 2 outs. So they got the next guy out. Edgar Martinez probably hit into a single or something. Anyways, let's see. So in the next inning, Jorge Posada comes up. He was the catcher for Roger Clemens. And since you can't throw at the other pitcher like you can in the National League, he threw at the catcher. On purpose, Lou Piniella is on record stating, you throw at my guy, I'm going to throw at your guy in the post game. And bench is clear, but hubbub of hubbubs. And then the game proceeds. We get to the 7th inning stretch, and Condor kind of nudges me, and he's like, Rocket's throwing a no-hitter. I'm like, no, he's not. Because I remembered Alex Rodriguez, right? And it's like, that was a walk or a hit batsman. And I look up at the scoreboard and it's like, well, holy crap. Roger Clemens is throwing a no-hitter. And at that point, he struck out like 10 plus batters. Right. The guy we were gonna intimidate Roger Clemens by going out and talking shit to him in the pregame, right? Yeah, we're going to show Roger Clemens. Let's go show Roger Clemens, guys. So he ends up giving up a base hit to Al Martin, which is quite humorous. I remember it going over Tino Martinez's head. That was the only base hit. And he proceeded to throw a one-hit shutout, striking out 16 batters. Oh, and that Derek Jeter guy that we were being a jackass to, yeah, I think he was like 2 for 4, and he had 2 home runs and 4 or 5 RBIs. Basically, the 2 of them were the ones that beat the Mariners that day. And I will forever believe that the Mariners lost that game solely because my friend and I were jackasses. I no longer talk shit at sporting events, and I actually consider Derek Jeter to be one of the greatest baseball players as an actual ambassador of the game of baseball ever. Like, he sat there taking our shit for a good 10 minutes. Just smiling and like, yeah, I've won a couple of championships at this point, boys. This isn't my first rodeo. Right? And I always have respected Derek Jeter. I did not respect him that day or much after that, because that pretty much took all of the wind out of the Seattle Mariners. You can't lose that bad. And it wasn't like they lost bad, it's just that Roger Clemens shut the door, taught them a lesson on how to whatever. Anyway, so I still think Roger Clemens is a piece of trash because he's a cheater and a drug user. He's a steroid user. And, you know, I just find that I don't like that. I disagree with that specific thing that they're doing. It's like Mark McGwire's home run record. I do remember listening to the post-game interviews I just remember Roger Clemens saying, Mr. Splitty was dancing. And that always kind of warms my heart now thinking back on it. And the fact that I got to witness an absolute gem of a baseball game, it just sucks that I was on the losing end of it. Or my team was on the losing end of it. And it also is fun in the fact that I can basically make an argument that it was my fault. Mine and Sir Condor. It's our fault. 100%. And why I will tell people why you don't talk smack, especially to baseball, like sports people, they might just take it personal enough to say, okay. I think it was just an odd thing, and it's possible that Jeter and Clemens were like talking, they're like, these two jackasses. I always hope that someday, which I know will very likely never happen, get to meet Derek Jeter and apologize. I don't even like the Yankees. But I think Derek Jeter kind of supersedes team. He's a representative of the game of baseball. I do like the fact that Jeter, I read an article with him, he was a kid, and he basically all he ever wanted to do was play shortstop for the Yankees. And he played shortstop for the Yankees, and there's something special about that when you really, he had the determination to go do it, and he went and done it, because he's Jeter. This is like an hour of the same song. Ba, 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 ba. Sorry. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're almost there, boys and gals. Boys and grills. Boys and grills. I don't like that. It was unintended consequences. Alright, we're calling this Unintended Consequences. And the story of Game 4 of the American League Championship Series 2000. The painting itself is just unintended consequences. Anyways, if you like that, if you've made it this far, listening to my silly stories, hit the like and subscribe. Share this with your friends on the Facebooks, on the YouTubes. Well, we're already on the YouTubes. Facebooks, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you would think to share this. Send it on True Social. You guys can follow me on True Social. I figured I'd make an account because Gavin Newsom's on there, and I just thought it'd be funny to see what Gavin Newsom had to say. That guy's got brass. I am impressed, to be honest with you, even though I think he's an absolute piece of trash. He wants to play games. Good for you. Anyways, go out there and be the change you want to see in the world, and have a fantastic day.